Hi, third grade, and welcome to part 6 of this geography unit called the prime meridian. We talked about how the equator divided the earth in half, going from side to side. We're going to talk about the prime meridian, which is going to go from north to south. So the prime meridian, once again, is an invisible line, much like the equator, just in a different direction. The prime meridian is an imaginary line drawn on the planet that divides the earth, that goes from the north to the south poles. Whoops, my definition is really wacky. Is drawn on the planet it should be going around both the north and south poles. So this is the prime meridian. It should make a big loop all the way around the earth this way. This is more like what it looks like on the globe. So it's like almost like a long line encircling the entire globe. The prime meridian separates the earth into the eastern and western hemispheres. This is like the best picture I could find. But because it goes from the north to the south pole, it almost divides the earth in half that way. So think of it separated into two big halves, because hemisphere means halves. So western hemisphere is that half, eastern hemisphere is this half. It's also the 0 degree mark for the longitude point. We talked about the latitude point with the equator. The longitude point is the parallel lines that run from north to south, parallel to the prime meridian. So when we talk about the north and the south pole, we've talked about, when we talked about the equator, we talked about how they went east to west. Well, the prime meridian goes from north to south, and that's going to be 0 degrees. And everything after that is going to have a different degree mark. So depending on how close it is, it could be 1 degree, it could be 5 degrees, it could be 10 degrees. But this is how sailors and people navigated the globe, is by how many degrees away from the equator or the prime meridian they were. So they go from, and notice they're kind of bowed like a pumpkin, like the ribs of a pumpkin, because it is a globe, so it is round. So longitude is the line that runs from north and south parallel to the prime meridian. Now, much like on the last slide, there was something for you to draw. Now, if you can't do the drawing part, again, that's okay. Do the best you can with the other slides. I have a hard time because the smartboard is different technology than the Google slide. This is a Google slide on my smartboard, so they don't always get along. Again, up here is a line, so you can insert your line, and it keeps bringing up my keyboard because it wants me to type, and I want a line. So let's see if there's a line, but then when I get the line, I can't really manipulate it. So I can't manipulate it. I'm having a hard time. If you have a hard time, you can skip that part. I'm not going to be mad about it. Oop. Now I got to go back. Gotta go back. There we go. So it should be, oh, whoops, that was the equator. Sorry, I drew the equator, not the prime meridian. Prime meridian is going to go from north to south. North to south, our 0 point for the prime meridian. So if you can get that part to work on your Chromebook, you can, right? It's not going to have to be perfect. It's just going to be a line. If it's okay if it goes past your globe, do the best you can. If you can't do it, I'm not sad about it. You guys have, longitude. Difference between latitude and longitude. Sometimes you're going to confuse. Longitude has the word long in it. Longitude. They go from top to bottom. They are long. Long. They go like long hair going down. So that's a good way to remember that longitude are the ones that go from north to south. Then you'll know that latitude goes east to west. So I hope you've enjoyed our video on the prime meridian.